Hello, and welcome to Much of the Shred. My name is Nathan Bunch, and today we're doing the 1,000-mile review of the 2023 Yeti SB 140 Lunch Ride Edition. In 2023, Yeti changed up their entire lineup. Gone is the SB 115, 130, and 150, and replacing them are the 120, 140, and 160. The 140 is their trail bike, their mid-travel, do-it-all, quiver killer bike. What we have here is the Lunch Ride Edition, meaning we have the piggyback shock, the extra millimeters of travel in the Fox 36 fork, as well as a different tire setup with the Maxxis DHR 2 at 2.4 and the DHF at 2.5 in the front. I have a custom build here which is running the EXO compound with, as you can see, the tan walls because I love them. Because this is a complete custom build, I'll throw up the parts list on the screen right here, but a quick rundown for all the highlights is Hope brakes, the new transmission XX axis with the XX carbon foam filled cranks. Of course, I kept it stock with exactly what comes on the bike for suspension, which is a Fox 36 at 160 millimeters up front and the Float X that came with the frame. Of course, with a Yeti, you have switch infinity, which helps out with the ratios. It's a modified single pivot design that, for me personally, I absolutely love. To focus on the cockpit for a second, we have one-up carbon bars centering it all out. I have rev grips with the Hope brake levers that are CNC'd out of a single piece of aluminum. They are amazing and they have taken a beating. I absolutely love them. I have a Garmin mount for my Garmin Edge 530, as well as, of course, the shifter for the Pod Ultimate for the new XX axis transmission. For all the little finishing bits that are totally personal preference, I have the Fidlock water bottle. It's amazing. It's a little bit more than your average water bottle setup and cage, but it's so easy to get on and off. They have an entire ecosystem. If I want to switch this out for a storage pack, I can. They're great. I also have the one-up EDC in-stem tool. This is incredible. I have the oil slick threadless carrier with their tool that fits right here. I never have to worry about having my tool on me. It's incredible and it looks amazing. I'll put some video up on the screen right now of how it looks with this purple of the bike. Amazing. With every new year of bikes, there are new colors. This is the Sangria. This is one of the special colors for 2023, and I believe it's on the 2024 kits for Yeti. It's a purple color that looks really dark most of the times, but sometimes it's a little bit more light. It's amazing. I get tons of compliments and tons of comments that can't believe it's a Yeti that's purple. I love it. Whenever it came out, I knew I had to have it. It's one of the reasons why I got this bike. Of course, being the SB 140, it's their middle of the range quiver killer bike. It does it all. As you can see behind me, I'm at Fisher Farms here in Davidson, North Carolina, with these big rocks behind me, and it loves it. It eats these rocks up, it eats them up in Pisgah, and it makes me want to ride rough terrain. This bike just comes alive. The faster and the rougher the terrain, the better this bike rides. With that Switch Infinity link, as we talked about a second ago, it is incredible. I love it. As you progress, the bike progresses, and it's not holding me back, and it's not making me feel slow in any circumstance, but it comes alive when you really need it the most. I remember my first ride, I went up to Wilson's Creek with a few friends, and I was shocked at how it smoothed things out. And then as I've grown as a rider over the past year of riding this bike, I have just felt it come alive even more. It's the wonderful thing about Yeti, I feel like. Why I like it is because the faster you go, the smoother it gets, the better it is. as I said before, I ran full Fox suspension on this bike, including the transfer. This is a 200 millimeter transfer, and honestly, this is the weakest link right here. I don't like it at all. I've kept it because it's gold, it matches the rest of the bike, but it's pretty bad. It sticks a lot, it has some saddle play in it, and it has some creak. I really don't enjoy it. If I were to build this bike up again, I would keep it all the same, but I would change this out for the one-up dropper. You can get 40 millimeters more of drop, I believe. It's either 220 or 240, and it's about $100 cheaper. So, as you could guess, that part is kind of the weak link. And there's been a lot of people, there's been a lot said about Fox transfers, so I won't dive too much into it. But I suspect that Fox is already probably working on a fix, given the feedback that almost everyone I talk to has about their transfers. So I got this bike in December of 2022. I got the frame at least. And that was before the transmission came out. So what I was originally running on this was a GX Axis kit. I've never run a cable actuated derailleur on this bike. But I got this transmission in April, shortly after it launched. So I have about 600 miles on it. So I'll mostly be talking about this. In short, GX was great. It was a fantastic solution, especially for the price, especially for what you can get it for now with transmission having come out. But my review will focus on having the XX transmission. The XX transmission is a game changer. Whenever people ask me how it is, I always tell them it is worth it. The number one thing for me actually isn't to do with the derailleur at all and the unique system that I'll dive into here in a second, but actually the gearing. So they changed up the gearing a little bit. I think they went from a 46 to a 48 tooth for gear 2. I'll throw it up on screen what it is, if I'm right or not. But it's amazing. Gear 1 to 2 feels incredible. And with that smooth shifting from the direct mount derailleur, sometimes it's hard to even tell if you have shifted. I use my Garmin 530, which ties in directly with the derailleur. If you've had an Axis system with Garmin, you know you can see what gear you're in. So that's super handy for me to be able to look down, because sometimes it's a question. Did I just shift or did I miss it? Did I not push the button fully? So that's super nice. The shifting's precise. It's exactly what you'd expect for the cost of the system. It is phenomenal. My favorite thing about it is that it's replaceable. I got it really early in the cycle, about a month after being released to the public. So I look forward to being able to run this setup for a long time, throwing on replacement parts as needed, and keeping it alive. Same with the entire bike. For wheels and tires, I have run with the DHR2 DHF setup that is known throughout all of mountain biking. It's a 2.4 in the back, 2.5 in the front. This is exactly like it comes on the lunch ride setup. These are EXO protection compounds with the tan walls, as you can see. I love the tan walls. I wish, Maxxis, if you're watching this video, please come out with more tire compounds and more tires with these tan walls. I want the Assegai on this bike, but I'm not gonna go away from the tan walls. I love it. I have the Stans Flow Mark IV rims with 32 spokes tied into Onyx hubs. That silent, nice Sprag clutch is amazing. I love it. Paired with this transmission, it is incredible. From anywhere from the Pisgah National Forest to around town, it is perfect. I love this setup. In 2023, Yeti added more than just suspension to their products. They changed the entire profile of the bike. You can see a raised down tube with a new protector. It's almost like an Otterbox style protector with hard and soft materials there to protect from impact. You will also see a threaded bottom bracket. Thank you, Yeti. Thank you. Finally, a threaded bottom bracket. And the new closures that we saw on the SB160E, as well as the ARC in 2022. This bike is silent with the Onyx hubs, with transmission, and with all of the cable closures. This bike is dead silent through the works. You can see these giant rocks behind me that I can plow through, and the only sound is these tires going over it. One thing that I forgot to mention is these tires do have CushCore Pro in them. It helps reduce the vibration. That paired with the one-up bars is amazing for vibration reduction. It is incredible. I absolutely adore it. Yeti has done a phenomenal job with the 2023 SB 140 Lunch Ride Edition. Setting perfectly between the 160 and the 120, this bike allows you, the rider, to choose exactly what you want out of it. From Pisgah National Forest to your local trails with friends, this bike can do it all with confidence to spare. Paired with the transmission axis kits from SRAM, this bike gives you confidence in climbing and descending, both while having fun, no matter where you are in the world riding. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me till the end of this video and for joining me in the breakdown of my SB 140 Lunch Ride Edition. This is my first video, so please go ahead and let me know what you would like to see down in the comments, and have a great day.